Hey guys, welcome to the Mix In layout class for November. You guys gave me a really big challenge to create with this paper pack. And so we are going to create some fun pages. Now you definitely can use these for Christmas. You can make them general. I mean, the colors would go with whatever. So there's lots to play with. Your main colors in here are going to be Scarlet, Harbor, Mist, Seabrook, Mink. And I added black. I needed something to punch them up. I kind of kept mine more in the mink, the French vanilla, the scarlet, and then of course, like I said, I did black. I did use mist. I did not use Harbor. I tried to use Harbor. I used Harbor ink. I shouldn't say that. I did use Harbor ink, but Harbor paper, we were clashing a little bit for what I wanted. It is more of a softer Harbor, and so I chose to not use that paper. So let's get started and let's have some fun, okay? So we're gonna jump right in here. And I'm going to take everything off the page here. This is the first layout. And this is Mist. And I am actually using the lighter side because I want to focus on the photos. Excuse me. And I didn't want anything really heavy and dark. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. And just before I forget, we are using pattern 3 in the Make It From Your Heart volume 3. So pattern 3, volume 3. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So let me bring this pattern back in. So whichever pattern paper you choose to use, you're going to need 2 of them cut at 3 and 11, a different pattern cut at 2 and 11, and another different pattern at 2 and 11. So now you can mix this up. You can use cardstock. You can use whatever works for you. And we're just going to, I'm going to use this as a reference point just to make sure that I get this. So I am using the diagonal stripe. You definitely could have used this stripe. I just wanted a little bit more color variation, but that was just me. So you definitely can use what you want to use. I'm gonna turn this light on and hopefully it's not too glary for you. And because this is my left-hand page, I am building on the right-hand side of this, and I'm starting at the 1/2 inch mark and just laying that down. And then out of the mix-ins, this is that Seabrook. It's this little light color in here. And again, it has a stripe. That was just driving me nuts. And hopefully it drove you guys nuts too. It's the fall time, and so my shadows are my shadows, unfortunately. Need to figure out a better way to do that. And so then it's just a 1/4 of an inch up. So I started 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch. And then my last one is the other side of Harbor. It's kind of a gray. And yes, those stripes are up and down, but they carry, because it's such a neutral, it carries very well. So just like that. and voila. So we're done. No, we're not. And so then I have 2 strips that are cut. One is cut, they're 1/2-inch strips. So one is 5.5 and one is 6. And I'm using Scarlet and Pewter. And so, and I am using the lighter side, no, the darker side of both of these, excuse me, darker side of both of these. So get this back up here. And I kind of am putting this at a slight angle. Oops. Let's get this up before it sticks. Let's go to the edge of the page. Kind of starting at that 1/2-inch mark. And then I'm just kind of bringing this one down. It's going to drive me nuts. Let me get up here a little bit better. So just, you could lay these on top of each other. That would be fine too. I just thought, oh, this would be kind of fun just to have a little different twist on it, if you know what I mean. Then I have just some fun little pieces of leftover that I am just going to put up here in the top left-hand corner. It's going to drive me nuts. And I'm just going to put them there. And these are just some fun little accents. See how I just laying them, and these are nice ways sometimes, you know, especially on this one, you've cut some of it off if you have a 12-inch square, and I don't want them both the same. So, gotta love repositionable, right? And I'm gonna make that one shorter. So I'm just gonna grab a pair of scissors. I moved my room around a little bit, and I'm still getting used to the new how to create in it. It happens to all of us. You really wouldn't notice much change, but it is a change for me from the way I've been doing things. So we have this going just like this. And then I have, this is pewter. I wanted the gray. I wanted something a little softer for my actual photo mount. And I actually purposely did these vertically versus horizontal. Because I know myself, and I take a lot of photos this way. I really need to put a little note on my camera to turn my camera around. And then this is an old thin cut Joy, and I cut it out in the darker side of Mist, and I am just going to add some glue to this. Not very much, just a little bit, just to get it, that way I have a little wiggle with it. And glue's a little bit easier when you're doing these little finer strips. It just, like I said, you can jiggle it around a little bit. Of course, these are in page protectors. They're not out there, but I try not to put too much bulk to my pages, because they do have a tendency to warp the other pages, if that makes sense. And I'm purposely just going to lay that down like that. That glue that I'm using is, it's a precision glue. It's just a white glue and it dries clear. So these here are just as good. They're mono glues. They all dry clear. Just have to let it sit for a little bit. Now I know I'm not done with this, but I want to build the other page while I'm letting that glue dry. So because we built the other page on the right hand side, we're going to build on the left hand side, and it's pretty much the same thing. This is a pretty easy, simple look to it. We started at the 1/2 inch mark. And so it's just going to lay down, and I'm just going to make sure that I have it where I need it. This one looks like it's a little bit lower than what I had before, so I'm going to lift it up really fastly. Okay. So this one, it's in the ballpark. So then we're going to do the Seabrook color. And I mean, I'm being pretty precise here, but you know, you have a spine in your albums. So, you know, if you don't have the luxury of a Versamat, you can do the best you can. They're going to work. It's like quilting. Every little bit, everyone has their own little version of it. So, and it's mainly just lining them up, and it's just that symmetrical look. All right, so we've got that all built. Now this one, these are the longer strips, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to place see, how did I have these going? These are the full length. So these are going, okay, now I can't remember. Nope. So I'm just lining these the way I want them. And then I'm just going to lay this one over that. And again, I think I said, but just in case, I want to make sure that I'm using the darker side. And I need to trim here just because that, I don't know about you, but those kind of things bug my eyes. I keep fighting it. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay this right here for right now. This is a stamp set and thin cut set, and I just used the stamp to add some fun little elements to it. Again, I have the lighter side of some pewter. Now you definitely could put your your pictures horizontal. If you take more horizontal, that's fine. That you know the way they should go in your album, or if you're one of those that has it already, you already know what photos you're going to use, then lay your photo mats accordingly the right way. This is a zip strip, and I wanted to bring in, wanted to bring in a little of the Harbor just to bring in that tone. And I am purposely not doing these flush. Because I have angles going, I just kind of wanted them to be, and that one's gonna drive me nuts. I wanted it to have like a piece, this to be like a piece of washi tape on your photos. And then let's add, these are the gray dots, and you get 2 little sleeves, what I call sleeves, in each package. And you're thinking these are white, but they're not. They are actually gray. And so let's add some fun to these. I'm looking for my, oh, here we go. And I think I'm gonna carry this off with a couple colors here so that you get that little contrast going. I like that. And then here's the little present. And I haven't attached it yet. I'm trying to decide, the reason why I haven't is trying to decide if I really like that green or if that green is really fighting me. I'm not sure. So, oh, that's right. I was like, I knew I was going to do one more thing. And then I'm just going to bring a couple of these just to draw your eye upward and give that finished and polished look. So here is the first layout, and I'm really liking that fun look. I'm loving this mist. This mist paper is right up there. It's going to be one of my favorites, I think. All right, so that's layout 1. Stay tuned, we'll have layout 2 really soon. And don't forget, this is a mix-in paper that you can find on in your 3-month catalog. And the nice thing about mix-ins, it goes with any of the paper packs that we have within that book. And actually it goes with almost all the paper packs. It's just a nice little added touch. You could also, now that I'm looking at it, if you want this joy to pop a little bit, hit it with a shimmer brush, and that will give it that little sparkle without adding any really thickness and depth to your page. All right,